3 morning habits that boost energy naturally. Imagine that in the year 2024, according to fresh reports from the World Health Organization, more than half of adults in the United States and Europe complained of chronic fatigue that prevented them from living life to the fullest. And this number is only growing toward the year 2026 due to the accelerated pace of life and constant stress from gadgets. And what if I told you that there are simple morning habits that can naturally turn your energy upside down, without any pills or questionable supplements? Today, I, as a journalist with many years of experience in health and well-being investigations, will share with you 3 such habits that are based on real stories of people and proven observations. And I promise that by the end of this video, you will feel a surge of motivation to try them yourself. We will break down each habit step by step with real-life examples, interesting facts, and even small stories that will make you think about your morning. And I am sure that you will not be able to tear yourself away because every detail will reveal new facets of how our body reacts to simple changes. Let us start with why the morning is so important for our energy in general, because it is precisely in these first hours of the day that the foundation for everything that happens next is laid. Many of us wake up with the feeling as if the night did not bring rest and immediately reach for coffee. But imagine if instead of that, you could activate the body's internal reserves in a natural way to feel vigor until the very evening. Research shows that morning rituals affect hormonal balance and metabolism, helping the body better cope with loads. And today, we will talk about 3 habits that thousands of people have already integrated into their routine, noticing noticeable improvements. The first of them is related to how we start the day by caring for our body at the most basic level. And I will tell you the story of one woman from New York who changed her life thanks to this, so that you can imagine how it works in practice. Ready to dive into the details? Then let us figure out what this habit is and why it is so effective for increasing energy without unnecessary effort. The first morning habit that naturally increases energy is conscious hydration of the body immediately after waking up. And I mean not just a sip of water, but a full-fledged ritual with the addition of natural elements to make it pleasant and beneficial. Many people do not realize that overnight, the body loses fluid through breathing and sweat, and this leads to mild dehydration, which manifests as lethargy and brain fog. But if you start the day with 2 glasses of warm water with lemon or herbs, this can jumpstart metabolism and help cells work better. Take, for example, the story of Sarah from London, who worked in an office and felt broken every morning until she read in a magazine about the benefits of such a ritual. And after a month of regular application, she noticed that her concentration grew and her fatigue receded because water helps transport nutrients throughout the body. An interesting fact here is that in the year 2025, European nutritionists conducted a survey among thousands of respondents. Those who drank water in the morning reported higher energy levels throughout the day compared to those who immediately moved on to coffee. And this is not magic, but simply physiology, where fluid activates digestion and cleanses the body of toxins accumulated overnight. To make this habit even more interesting, try adding fresh ginger or mint to the water, which will give a light aroma and make the process pleasant, as if you were preparing a morning elixir for yourself. And imagine how with every sip, your energy wakes up like a flower under the morning sun. But how exactly to implement this into everyday life if the morning is always in a rush? Let us break it down step by step, starting with preparing the water in the evening so that in the morning it is at hand, and this will save time and also help avoid the temptation to skip the ritual. Many of my journalist colleagues who often work on a tight schedule tell me that such a habit has become a salvation for them because it does not require much time but gives a tangible effect. And I have tried it myself, feeling how the body comes alive without artificial stimulants. And now think, if this simple thing can change your day, then what awaits us in the following habits that are built on this foundation? Moving on to the second habit, which complements the first and adds movement to your morning, I want to emphasize how light physical activity can naturally speed up the blood and saturate cells with oxygen, making you more alert without exhausting workouts. We are talking about a short morning walk or stretching in the fresh air, which lasts only 15 to 20 minutes, but is capable of triggering the production of endorphins, those very hormones of joy that help fight morning apathy. Let us recall the story of John from California, who after the pandemic in the year 2021 began working from home and lost motivation. But when he introduced the habit of going outside immediately after waking, his energy grew because the sun and movement stimulated his circadian rhythms, and he even began to notice how his mood improved. A fact that struck me during my investigations is that in the year 2026, American fitness experts noted a growth of interest in morning walks among millennials, and those who practiced this regularly reported a decrease in cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which directly affects energy because an excess of stress exhausts us. To make this habit exciting, choose a route with a view of a park or a river where you can observe nature, and this will turn the routine into a small adventure where every step brings new sensations, as if you are exploring your neighborhood anew. If the weather does not allow you to go outside, then simple yoga in a room with an open window will give a similar effect. And I recommend starting with basic poses such as downward facing dog, which stretches the muscles and improves blood flow. And imagine how with every breath, energy fills your body, preparing it for the challenges of the day. My interviews with people from different countries show that such a habit not only increases physical energy, but also mental energy, helping to better focus on tasks. And this is especially relevant for those who work in creative fields, where a fresh head is needed. And what if you combine this with the first habit, drinking water during the walk? This will enhance the effect, and you will feel like a superhero from the very morning. But let us not stop, because the third habit will add an element of the mind to this mix, which will make your energy sustainable for the whole day. The third morning habit that naturally increases energy is the practice of conscious breathing, or a short meditation, which helps calm the mind and set it to a positive tone, preventing the scattering of energy on unnecessary thoughts. This does not require special skills. 5 to 10 minutes is enough to sit comfortably and focus on breathing, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And this activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for recovery. Take the example of Anna from Berlin, who, as a freelance journalist, often faced burnout. But after introducing morning meditation, she discovered that her productivity grew because her mind became clearer and she could better plan the day without distractions. An interesting fact from reports in the year 2024 from European psychologists states that regular meditation reduces the level of anxiety in people living in large cities. And this is directly related to energy, because anxiety steals strength like an invisible thief. To make this habit engaging, use apps with guided meditations where a voice leads you through the process, or simply listen to the sounds of nature, and this will turn the morning into a moment of personal peace where you recharge mentally as if you are connecting to a source of inner strength. Many of my interlocutors note that such a practice helps to better cope with the surprises of the day, and if you combine it with the previous habits, you will get a comprehensive effect where the body, movement, and mind work in unison. Imagine how after breathing, you feel a surge of clarity, and this motivates you for new achievements. But it is important to start small so as not to become overwhelmed, and over time, this will become a natural part of your morning, like breathing itself. Now that we have analyzed these 3 habits in detail, with examples and facts that show their real power, let us summarize how they together create a powerful start to the day, increasing energy naturally without any artificial means. The first habit, with hydration, lays the foundation for hydration. The second adds movement for a physical charge, and the third provides mental stability. And together, they form a cycle where energy circulates freely, helping you live life to the fullest. I am sure that after listening to this, you are already imagining how to implement at least one of them tomorrow morning, and this will change your routine for the better. And now, my call to action. Start small. Choose one habit and try it for a week. Share your results in the comments. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss more tips on well-being. And remember that your energy is in your hands, so act right now to feel the difference and inspire others to change.